The final debate between President Trump and Joe Biden is happening tonight, and there are new rules for the debate in Nashville.
So candidates' microphones will be muted while the other is given 2 minutes to answer the initial question. CBS Evening News anchor Norah O'Donnell joins us live from Washington. So good to see you, Norah, and it's been quite a few weeks. What are you watching for tonight?
I think it is going to be a vitriolic, vigorous debate. It's their final face-off. The President of the United States is trying to change the trajectory of this race. Joe Biden is leading in the national polls. He's leading in all of the battleground states. And so what President Trump needs to do is shake this up. He needs to make this more of a choice election rather than a referendum on his leadership, particularly on coronavirus. So I expect fireworks tonight. I know that the president's advisors have advised him to sort of calm down, pull back, don't interrupt as much as he did in the first debate. Remember, that second debate was canceled because he got coronavirus and was hospitalized and then since recovered. But I still expect that this is the final argument that they get to make before the American people, right? I mean, huge audience, and even though around 50 million people have already voted, this is their final opportunity to sort of rev up their base or to change the minds if there really are any undecided voters left out there.
Norah, let's talk about that. As you just mentioned, about 50 million Americans have already voted. The pool of undecided voters is small, that we know. So how much does this debate really matter?
Look, I think for the campaigns, they want to do no harm, first of all, make no big gaffes. They also want to make their closing argument. Any of those things about their policies or how they would lead in the next 4 years or why their opponent is particularly dangerous to the American people, that's the kind of argument they're going to make. But also, look at these numbers. I mean, it's really interesting. As we mentioned, that 50 million that has already voted. You have voting going on in all 50 states. Early in person is in some 39 states. And based on those numbers, about the vote is 2-to-1 Democratic in terms of who is turning out. Now, we know that Democrats were going to vote early anyway. More Republicans are going to show up on Election Day. But I think that is just a sign that the president is going to want to speak to those voters and make sure that they do turn up on Election Day, because he's behind, we believe, in the early vote count. So he's got to make sure that his base still continues to turn in their ballots or show up on Election Day.
And just quickly, Norah, I have about 30 seconds, but you interviewed Joe Biden for 60 Minutes, and the news coming out of that is he told you what he would do about the Supreme Court.
That's right. Big interview ahead on Sunday on 60 Minutes. Leslie Stahl with President Trump. Our interview with Vice President Biden. The big question has been, if elected, would Joe Biden add more justices to the Supreme Court? As you see in the clip that we released today, Joe Biden says he's going to appoint a commission to study it. It is a live ball. He acknowledges that is something they want to do. They want to reform the court system in general. So that's significant, and there's more news to come on Sunday night.
I'm sure there is. Norah O'Donnell, thanks so much. We'll see you in just a few minutes on CBS Evening News.